Did the go live thing work? Oh, let me check. Trying to get YouTube to work here. Just one sec. Oh, okay, okay. It looks like we are live. It didn't connect to the. Okay, all right. We are live. We are live here. All right, guys. So we have a gap down in the market, and we have the I think the PPI came in hotter than expected. Let me double check. Um, I don't think it's going to be a big deal anyway because the market has made up its mind already on what it wants to do. So we shall watch and see what happens. So all right. So we'll first go through the market watch to see what happened there. First go through that. So it says PPI shows wholesale prices rises sharply, a sign of persistent inflation. Okay, so inflation is sticky now, and then so I think that if this continues, the Fed will need to come out and do something. I don't think they are going to increase interest rate, but that could be a a solution that they could use, right? But any interest rate hikes is going to cause the market to sell off significantly, right? Yeah. So we'll see what the Fed is going to do. So today is Friday. Today we got the call PPI, Producer Price Index. That's what it means. So here we have, I believe the actual is 3.4. I think the previous one was 3.5. I don't know if these guys have updated this, but it came in hotter than expected, right? So it shows here that it's rising, okay? A sign of persistent inflation. So now what I would do is that I would just go quickly into the futures market to check out what the futures market is doing. And we are going to chart this quickly and then we'll go into the stock. So we have market selling off. We have a gap down here in the market. So if you watch the YouTube video from last night, so make sure you watch the YouTube videos that I post here on Tuesdays and Thursdays. And those that are new to the channel, please subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell. So I talked about, for the SPY, I talked about what is called the Battle of the 100 SMA. I'm going to talk about that once we get into the stocks. But today we're just going to review the Nasdaq, the QQQ, the what's it called, NQ here. That's the NQ futures. So if you look at the NQ futures here, we are still in that bear flag. The bear flag has not been broken yet. So this is the bear flag. This is the daily chart. This is the bear flag. So once this bear flag breaks, the floodgates will open. Okay, the floodgates will open. I mean, the the Nasdaq is weaker than the ES, but here we've seen that. So this area here. So today, what I'm going to be watching for is that I'm going to be watching to see if price is going to break this area, break this down here. If price can break it, then we can get that move to the downside, right? So next target is going to be here. This is the pivotal area that price came last time. That was February 17th. So once we break there, that's the next logical area, and then other logical area is going to be here. But what tends to happen in the market is that once you get this kind of gap downs, most people think it's going to go down further, and then they buy it back. So we are going to get some kind of reaction from the bulls. Here you see that every single time price has come here, it has bounced, right? So here acting as support. So the game plan is simple: is if price holds this mini trend line, which is the base of the bear flag, then we can make some kind of recovery, probably a push to this area, like a push to this area, or even, yeah, here is just a tiny area. So push to that area, and then price and then the bears are going to step in and push this down, right? So if we're able to break below here, so the trade plan is that if we hold this mini trend line, we are going to look to take longs. And then if we break below this mini trend line, we are going to look to take shorts, right, into this level. So here, if we take a short, a profit target can be here, and another profit target is going to be here. So when you are shorting something, you take profits as support level. Okay, so here we have this is the futures market high. Sorry, futures market low. Our market has a different color, and then this is the futures market high here. I'm not sure if you are going to get there today, but I mean, like, as a day trader, I come into the market with an objective trade plan. I don't come and say, hey, today I'm coming to short the market, or I have this bias, I have this. No, that's it's not going to help, and that usually ends in a disaster, because sometimes there'll always be a shock in the market, right? So here, this is what I'm looking at. So when we go to the hourly time frame, let's look at the hourly time frame. The hourly time frame is a bigger time frame in the intraday. It lets you know what has been happening in the market. So here we had what looked like a cup and handle kind of thing, but we are back here in this range. So this trend line is very critical. If we break below it, then we are going to head down in a.
Mr. Rich, it's like you're sharing a different screen.
Am I sharing a different screen?
Yeah, I'm not seeing what you're talking about.
Okay. Yeah, thanks for letting me know. Okay, are you seeing the right screen now? Are you
Yes.
seeing the screen? Okay, all right.
Yes.
Yeah, thanks for flagging that, because I thought I did this thing scan. All right, thanks. So yeah, that's why I see so far. So we are holding this support level, which is the bear flag base. So we are going to see how things work out today, right? So here we are right now. This is the intraday chart. So what I'm looking for is that in order for me to go long, I need some kind of confirmation or some kind of assurance, because um, they can fake us out here. So what I'm looking out for is that at the open, first directional pick or the first move, I want it to be down. So they are going to push it down like it's going to sell further. And those that do not know this, they are going to be shorting it, and then they buy it back. They buy it like this. Boom, they buy it, right? Buy it and take it up. Okay, so if we can come down here and put in what looks like. So first move at the market open, if we sell into this area, which is going to be a demand zone. This area here is going to be a demand zone. Here, demand zone. So this area here, price needs to hold there, right? That area is going to be a demand zone. So if price holds that area, then bingo, we'll be able to take a long, and that's going to be a counter trend trade, right? Counter trend trades are meant to be a scalp, right? You're scalping it from one location to another, precisely, right? Until such a time that we go in you trade within the trend. Okay, so here we have, so this is going to give us something looking like a double bottom or a higher low, whatever it is. We are going to look to now take the trade and then put our stop loss below this futures market low, right? So below this region, we'll put our stop loss there and allow price to take off, right? So in this type of trade, what I'm looking for is I'm looking for a specific move. I'm not looking for a move that, I mean, if I get a big move, great, but I know where typically price tends to stall out, right? So you see where this red line is. This is the 50 EMA on the 5 minutes. So if you take a trade here, because this is selling, if you take a trade here in the counter trend, right? Because this is a downtrend. If you take a trade, a long trade is going to be called a counter trend. So you are going against the trend, right? Meaning that that trade has to be short-lived. It has to be a scalp. So you go in, you take the trade, and then the maximum that you're looking for is your ideal optimal target is from here to here, right? Which is going to be about 100 points. 100 points on the NQ. 100 points is more than enough to make money, right? That's like 100 points is $2,000 if you're trading the minis. So that should be enough, right? If you just even trade in one contract. And then once we break above here, then that is go time, meaning that now we are in the trend. Now you can write it up, you can re-add to the position if you sold some, and then you can buy things to like ride it from here to here, next profit target, and then here, right? So that's how I'm looking at this. So in gap downs, I'm looking for a first directional move of this going down, and then we look to buy it up. So in terms of a short, right? Shorting opportunities are going to arise somewhere here if price comes to the 50 EMA on the 5 minutes, or here or there, right? Depending on where price shows weakness and we see sellers stepping in, we can look to take a short. But typically, it usually happens somewhere here on days that the the um the market is really weak. It can't really break above this red line. It's going to be here, and then it's going to now go down, like go down from there. Okay, so you can wait to see what happens, and then you can short it to the downside. Same thing here or here. So we shall see how that plays out. But I'm looking for a move to the downside, and then we take the long here on the NQ. Okay, so that's the trade plan. Let's go to the stocks and ETF. So here, today's trade is going to be what I call the SPY. Is going to be what I call the battle of the 100 SMA. Whoever wins that battle will determine what is going to happen to the market in the next couple of weeks here, right? Because if you look at it closely, you are going to see that the you are going to see that the oh, I meant to put my camera on. Okay, just one sec. I just want to make sure my camera is showing. Is my camera showing? Okay.
Yes.
Okay, perfect. Yeah. So here we have so this is the SPY, right? So this is the SPY. So the SPY, if you watch the video from last night, so again, make sure you watch those videos, because those videos have a lot of golden nuggets, and also share it with your friends and family and network who are interested in learning about the market. I'll go through this quickly here. So this white line, you see this white line? That is what is called the 100 SMA, right? So if you look at it, that has been an anchor or support for SPY all these months since May. Okay, it has tested it 6 times. So in technical analysis, there's something called time count, and number 7 is very important and significant in the stock market and in a lot of things, even in religion and stuff, right? You know, in various religions like Christianity, Islam, and other things, number 7 is critical, right? So the same thing applies in the stock market, right? In Christianity, there is creation, right? Say creation, God used 6 days to create the world, and then the last day he rested, right? And then in other religions, in astrology, there's also number 7 is significant, right? So here the same thing is applying, but the thing is, because this, anytime you have a support level and it's been touched several times, like they try to break it several times, it weakens it, right? It weakens it. So this is the 6th time. After the 6th time, the number 7 becomes 80 to 90% probability that it's going to break, right? So today we shall see if the bears are able to get the job done, because they've not been able to get the job done all this time, right? So all throughout this time, all this zigzag move and all this whipsaw action, this is due to what I call a bull trap, right? You can see that every single time the market goes up, it sells. Market goes up, it sells. So what is happening is that the smart money are selling into retail, right? And they are using retail as exit liquidity, because retail traders and investors have been programmed that every single time you have to buy the dip, right? So anytime they see a move in the market to the downside, buy the dip, load the boat, buy the dip, load the boat. So what the smart money are doing is that they are selling into retail buying, right? They're selling into retail buying. So you look at it. So now we are here. So today, the main trade of the day is I'm going to watch to see what happens here. That's the only reason why I'm here today. That's why I'm going to be watching, right? I'm going to be watching to see what happens here. It could happen today. It could happen next week. But just bear in mind that if the bears are able to break this white line, right? This 100 SMA. Breaking it means that it's not just, here we broke it, but it did not close, right? You need the candle, you need the red candle to close below this white line, right? If it closes below this white line, you are going to see that that's going to be a big milestone for the best, because all throughout this time, none of these candles has closed below this white line. So once that happens, I believe that is going to open the floodgates in what I think we are going to get a 10% correction. As we go into the month of March, which is a seasonally weak month, I believe that there's a possibility for that to happen, right? So I still again, it's not done yet. They need to clear this. So if it clears it, then it's game time. We are. It means that the best can get the job done. So here, what I'm looking at is that what are the next levels in case this breaks. This is the next level. There's also a tiny itsy bitsy level here. So maybe what they can do is that they can try to break this and then they suck it up, right? So just know that this level here is going to be critical. So what I'm going to mark is I'm going to mark our pre-market high and pre-market low, and then we shall see how things work out here, right? Yeah, but I think that at the open, at least the buy the dippers are going to step in again, and then the smart money are going to sell into that, right? So that's what's going to happen here. So we shall see how that plays out as the market works out today. So here, this is the futures market high and low, and these are some levels that I've marked here. There are other levels as well. I don't want to have a whole bunch of levels, but I just want to have only the most important ones that we can watch. Okay, yeah. So now let's go to the intraday and figure out what the trade plan is. So here, this is the trade plan. This is what I'm watching here. So you can see that this is, we have a gap down. So price was up here and then came all the way here and it sold off, right? So we can see here, this is the futures market high. This is this is a pre-market high, and then this is a pre-market low, right? So what I'm looking at now is I'm looking to see what's going to happen at the open. So typically when we get gap down, so what I'm looking for is that I'm looking for the opposite. Think the opposite, right? In the stock market, every or financial market, you have to have the ability to think the opposite, right? So here at the open, if this is going to rise and do well to the upside, it needs to come back down first, right? Either it comes here and puts in what looks like, so this is your low, puts in what looks like a higher low, a bullish reversal pattern, or it can come all the way here, right? This way, all the way here, and put in a double bottom and then buy a step in. That's going to give us a confirmation pattern, right? A bullish reversal confirmation pattern, right? Bullish reversal. And here in that trade is going to be a counter trend trade. You are trading it to over here where the red line is. That is your professional target, right? Once it hits there, you pay yourself and then see if we can break above it. If we break above it, great news, right? You can always re-add and then now you can ride it all the way here, right? But if you want to take this trade, you have to be very intentional and very scalpy, like in, out, make your money, walk away, right? So this is going to give us about 2 points move, which is a big move to the upside, and that's more than enough for an option trade. And once we clear here, that's going to give you a bigger move to the upside. So that's what I'm looking for in this move, right? But I know that below it we have the 100 SMA, so I'll keep that in mind. So here is going to be my demand zone. Demand zone is going to be here. So this is the area where I'm going to look to see if price holds. If price holds this green box, then I'm going to look to go long, right? But breaking up pre-market low, it means that we are going to head to the 100 to test it. At some point today, the best are going to bring the market down to this area to test it, right? So if price holds, we are going to get the 682 calls expiring on Monday, and then we are going to ride it to the upside, right? And then for a short, I'm looking to get a short somewhere here. See here, this where the 50 EMA on the 5 minutes is. I'm looking to get a short there, but remember that once price goes up, this is going to change. So anywhere where the red line is going to be, that's the area where I'm going to look to take the short if price shows weakness. If it blasts through, I'm not going to short it, right? So I'm going to be checking the volume profile to see what happens as price goes into that level, right? That's the thing. So yeah, so that's where I'm going to take a short if it's very weak, or I'll come here and take the short here on distance. You know, it moves and you have enough distance, enough stretch, and that's going to mean that all the losses have been regained, right? That is possible as well. We shall see how that plays out. However, if we break below this pre-market low and the 100 SMA, surely I'm going to take a shot, and that I believe that's going to open the floodgates for the best to cause havoc in the market. Okay, so we shall see. So first directional pick is very important. The first move is very important, right? If the move is down, it's most likely going to be bullish and we are going to get a reversal. If the move is up, it's not going to live long. It's going to lose steam very fast. So let's check out QQQ. So on days like this, I like to trade the like what's it called, the ETFs, because like that's what's going to control the market anyway. So I want to keep my trading simple. And so here, you see this bear flag? I drew this in the video for last night. So we're breaking, the bear flag is not broken yet. That's where the yellow lines are. But we're breaking this mini trend line. So we are going to come here. This is going to be the support level. And then once we come here, that's going to be the moment of truth, where we are going to see if this is going to hold or not, right? So here we have, this is the pre-market high and low, okay? And then I'm going to mark the other one. So today will require some patience because it's going to take a lot of work to break that bear flag and also break the 100 SMA. So you have to be patient and you want to get the trade to come to you, right? Don't be in a rush. Okay. So yeah. So that's what I'm looking at. So we have the levels already marked, and I'm going to go here in the intraday and go through this quickly. So here we have this here. So we see that this has sold off a lot. So first directional pick, I want it to come down to this area, and then we hold here. If buy step in, we are going to look to take a long, and that's going to be a counter trend long, a scalp. It's meant to be a scalp from wherever it stops to this place. That's a professional target. Then if we hold above the 50, which means that now we are in an uptrend, then bingo, you can reload and then ride it up to here, next target, and then all the other target, right? But sometimes when you get that move from here, usually it's very aggressive. You can get that move, like 3 points move, very fast and quick, right? And if you like your gains, you can walk away and get it done with, right? So that's what I'm looking at here. So we are either going to short it here, or it's going to come all the way here, right? If it comes all the way here, that means that it's turned very bullish, right? That's what it's going to mean. So that's how I'm going to look to trade this. So I'm going to have here as my my demand zone somewhere here. I'm going to keep it as here. So this green box. If price holds this green box, we are going to look to buy call options. Buy call options expiring next week. Next week Monday. That is you can get this 603 calls. You see that what I'm saying, that first directional pick, we are already showing that it's going to come down soon here once the market opens. However, if we break below this demand zone, then we are going to go short in a put trade, right? Again, you can take the closest strike to where the ETF is trading, 603, 602, whichever one, wherever it's trading, just get the closest strike at the money or in the money and get it down with expiring on Monday. Okay, yeah. So that's the QQQ. So I'm also going to check NVDA, because NVDA controls this market. And I talked about this last night. Holy cow, the thing is selling. So NVIDIA presents an easy shot, right, to the downside. So if NVIDIA is selling, then everything is going to sell, right? So here, I drew this last time. I'm not going to go through that. So here, we already broke in here. So we are heading down now. So the next target is somewhere here, 179. Then from there, we'll come here into this area, somewhere here, right? Somewhere 176. So these are profit targets to the downside that I'm targeting, and we shall see how price works out. Again, as the saying goes, as the semiconductor goes, so does the market, right? So if the semis are weak, this market has no choice, it's going to sell. right, is going to sell because they have been carrying the market with all the AI hype and all the AI good news and stuff. And if they sell, that means that the market has to sell, right? So I expect NVIDIA to continue selling because here it's a critical level. It can hold this pre-market low here. It can hold, but if it breaks it, we are going to go down. It's going to head down too, and most likely we can come here today in the 200 SMA if the sell-off is intensive. Okay, so I'm going to have NVIDIA here on my watch because it's an important stock and is the world's most valuable company, right? So I need to see what it's doing, and that's one of the reasons why the market sold off yesterday. So we need to have it on board. So here, Nvidia has come here as this sell. It's trying to put in what looks like a double bottom. Let's see if that double bottom is going to hold. But if we break it, so at the open, if you get a bearish engulfing candle right out the gates, you know that the bears mean business. They are not joking. This morning they will just crack this, and we are going to go down very fast, right? However, if we start seeing this reversing, then it means that okay, um, the bears, like, it means that then what's going to happen is that the bears have to cover, and that's going to cause a potential short squeeze, right? So that's what we are going to see here. So this pre-market low is very critical, right? Break of pre-market low means that we are going short, but we need to make sure that it's confirmed. At least we need a 5 minutes candle closing below this level to confirm that it's real and it's not a fake out. So we are going to take like 180 puts. If that happens, 180 puts, you get 180 puts expiring next week Friday, or I mean next week Monday, right? Now we have um, shorter days expiring, so you can get next week Friday, Monday 2nd. You can get that one here, 180 puts, and then we can ride it to the downside. Alternatively, if this holds, we can get the 180 calls and ride it to the upside, targeting this year as first profit target. Here first as first profit target before here. Okay, so now this area here is going to be my demand zone. So that's what I'm going to be watching for NVIDIA to see how it works out. So I'll have this one here on close watch. Also, I'm going to watch the metals. So those in our swing trade group, I alerted this last night. I told you guys that gold and silver, even in the community, in the community, free community, I told you guys that silver and gold were ready for a breakout, for a push, right? How did I know that? Again, it's technicals, right? So the technical analysis, the charts speak to you. It's like a language, right? So once you identify things and you've seen it for a long time, you realize that now this stuff is ready to go. So here, you see this? You see this candle? So yesterday, those that were watching silver and gold, you are going to see that the candle was even longer than it. I don't know. It looked like a fake candle to me, but this here is buying pressure, right? Anytime you see this hammer candle here and that closes above all the moving averages, it tells you that buying pressure. It means that the buyers have stepped in and they are going to defend their position. They are not going to do all this work because in order to move from here where it was to trade above all the moving averages, it takes a lot of strength. It takes a lot of energy and money. Most importantly, money to do that. So why would they spend millions of dollars to push this up and then lose steam here, right? Because this sold off like that, and this is a bottoming tail candle, and those that have taken our course, this is a bottoming tail candle in a narrow state above the moving averages, right? So that's a good location, right? So in the stock market, location is also very important. So here we see that we've broken this trend line here and we are up. So this has room, this has legs to push up. So do not be surprised to see silver SLV, SLV, this is the ETF, go to $90 sometime next week, right? And with the market being weak, if the market is weak, the general market, SPY, QQQ, continue their weakness, then smart money and investors and stuff are going to be putting their money in a safe haven like gold and silver, right? And that's going to take this up, right? So if obviously if the market starts going up, the money that have been put here, they are going to move it and move it into the market. So If you took the swing trade with us last night in the swing trading service, make sure you take profit, take something out of the table, hold some runners to see if we can get a move to the upside, higher move up to the upside. But hey, this is a good gain here. So we got the $80 calls and we are up here now, right? So liquidity has to move from one place to the other, right? So the market is selling off, and that liquidity, that money, has moved into the precious metals. That's what it is. So if money start moving into the stock market, that's the SPY and QQQ this morning, that money has to come from somewhere. It's most likely going to come from silver and gold. So just an FYI, right? So this pre-market high, and then pre-market low is there. So this is already looking strong here in the Y state. So if this is able to clear the pre-market high, then it's off to the races. So this is, if it's able to clear the pre-market high, then it's going to be off to the races and it's going to go, right? Also at the open, we can get what is called a profit taking pullback, because I have a swing trade on this. I'll be taking profit, right? I'll not be waiting, because this is already giving me 3 points, which is very good gain, right? So I'll be taking profits here, and I'll see what happens here. So at the open, we can get a move like this. This can come here, and then it's going to come here and then put in a double top and start selling, right? Once that starts selling, most likely, I mean, these days, because of the way silver and gold were strong last month and things, sometimes it tends to go with the stock market, but traditionally they don't move with the stock market, right? Once the stock market is up, gold and silver are down, because these are more precious metals and also safe havens, right? So if folks are running, if there's risk on, they don't want to put it on silver and gold, but because silver and gold have been strong, people will now gravitate towards it, right? So we shall see. So expect a pullback here at the open, so maybe a pullback to this area, or we can get a deeper pullback into this 50 EMA here, and then that's the area where we can go along. But just note that before the market opens, there's going to be a profit taking pullback. However, if we get a bullish engulfing candle that clears this area and closes above here, then it's go time, right? You wait for the next candle and then we ride it to the upside. But I expect a profit taking pullback here, which holds this area, or if worst case scenario is going to come here and then bounce, right? If this is selling, that means that the stock market will go up. Liquidity is going to move there. So here, what I'm looking at is that from today, I'm looking for 80, depending on where it goes to, maybe we can get there. 83 calls expiring on Monday, and then you can does this expire on Monday too? March 2nd, right? You can get the March 2nd one, and then you can ride it to the upside if that happens, right? But if we get like the sell as well, if this goes up and puts in a double top, you can get the $83 puts and ride it to the downside. But I expect a profit taking pullback, so we are seeing it already. NVDA is already breaking, so I'll focus on these tickets, right? A similar one can be done for gold, but I don't think we need to go through that. So this is what I'm looking at here in there. So that's about it. We shall see and trade this. So I also have in the swing trading service, we also have XOXL. That is the triple leverage ETF for semiconductors. Beautiful, right? So we had this here. This is a double top. So I alerted this, and we are riding the puts to the downside, right? So this, I'm expecting it to come all the way here next week. Okay, so all right, so let's go back, and so get ready to rumble. Let me get my ready to sell my swings, especially the silver overnight swing. So demand zone is holding here on QQQ. Let's see if, but with NVIDIA selling, it's going to be. Also, let's see what Apple is doing. Just FYI, Apple. Okay, Apple is strong. So anytime NVIDIA is selling, typically we get to see Apple being strong. So let me mark this as a 274, and I'm going to go back to silver. Right, I'm going to go back to silver. So let me get my thing ready here. Market opens in 1 minute. I need to take some profit off the table before they take the profits back, because it's just this one expires. I have a longer dated one that expires in March. So in the swing trading service, we've had silver calls expiring in March. So we have enough time. We bought enough time on them, and we are going to see what happens here at the open. Okay. Okay, so here we see that buys are stepping in. We put in a double bottom here. Buys are stepping in here for the QQQ. So just be mindful of that. Let's see what happens. I will wait for the first 5 minutes candle to close here today. No rush. I'm not going anywhere. So we just take it easy. First 5 minutes candle. Let's see what happens. So this the buys want to step in. It looks like they don't have the strength. Let's see what they do. Right. So we'll keep it as that. We'll just wait. NVDA is selling. NVDA is selling. NVIDIA is very weak. It's very weak. NVIDIA is very weak, right? So I NVIDIA is very weak. So if NVIDIA continues selling, the market has no choice than to do that. So the market will not have any choice but to go down if this continues. Okay. What's happening to Microsoft? Just checking the Magnificent Seven. Microsoft is back down here at, oh, Microsoft, man. Yeah, Microsoft is back down here. So silver. So the guys that have silver, make sure you take some profit off the table. So silver is going down because people are taking profit. As I said, people are taking profit. Take profit off the table, but that doesn't mean that that's the end of the show. That's not the end of the show. It's going to come back up, but folks have to take profit, right? So NVIDIA looks weak. I don't mind taking a position there, but I need to wait, right? I need to wait for the first 5 minutes candle to close before I can take any trade. Let the but I like this move here, this one. Let's see if it can get a job done. Let me go to the 2 minutes to see what's going on there. Okay, so I don't mind taking a long here. So that is QQQ startup position 604 calls, 604 calls, expiring on Monday. I've taken that position. I am going to write it up. So this is beautiful. QQQ, beautiful, right? Boom. Let's get it. 604 expiring on Monday. I'm already green here. Let's see, looking for the push. So this is what I'm looking for, right? You see here, price is coming here, right? It's coming to the target. So once it comes here, I'll trim my position. I'll start taking profit, right? So this did exactly what I said it was going to do at the double bottom, right? So here, here you have to start taking some off. Like as it's pumping and pushing, you have to take some off the table, right? Some of the table. And then once it gives you that follow through, so here I'm going to blow this up to make this focus on one chart here. So this here, this type of move, so cut the move here. So this is taking you to almost 2 points, 3 points, whatever it is. Once it's coming here, as it's pumping like that, you want to be taking profits off the table because you are going against the trend, right? So I took this in options and the futures. I already took profits already here because this is a counter trend trade. Once we go above here, you see where this red line is? Once the 5 minutes candle closes above it and another candle comes, then boom, game time. I'll reload and then we'll ride it to the upside. But here I'm looking for a scalp. As I said, the scalp taking us from here to that place. Like let's say you even caught 2 points. That's more than enough, right? In terms of this, because this is weak, right? So trade is in. Let's see what happens. So silver, you can even short silver because it's as I said, once liquidity is moving, so it's money, right? Money has to move from one location to the other. So you see that money has moved out of silver and is going to what? The stock market, right? This the QQQ and then the SPY. So that's what is happening here. So I just want this an example of liquidity movement, right? Liquidity is the same thing as money, right? Money moving around. So here I'm holding some runners here to see what happens, but I've taken some profit off. This I don't think this is going to go far. It's looking weak. NVDA is selling, so I would also open a position here on NVDA. We already have the first 5 minutes candle has closed, so and NVDA is still showing weakness. Yeah, so we've broken below the pre-market low, so I will take a stab at 180 puts, and my stop loss is above here. You see where the pre-market high is? That's where my stop loss is. If this candle comes in and the 5 minutes candle closes above here, I'll be out of the trade, right? But so I'm doing this both here, right? But my main trade is this. This is just like a small position. My main trade is it because I expect this to bounce at some point. So my main trade is this. I'm trading this using the futures and also using options. So we shall see what happens here. This does not look convincing, right? It couldn't even get here. So we shall see if it can push up to the upside. So now you have seen that every single time this has come here, it has struggled to break this red line, right? So in order for the bulls to show that they mean business, they need to break here. That is why anytime you take a counter trend trade, you want to take profit here. It doesn't matter what the PNL is. It can be 1 cent, 2 cents. Make sure you take profit here, right? Because there's no guarantee we are going to blast through because we are trading in a counter trend. So if and when this crosses here, I'll look to add to my position. But for now, majority is off. I've taken profit. I'm waiting to see if this red line is cracked, right? If we crack it, then great. I'll do that. I'll then go ahead and add to the position. So yeah, NVIDIA is still selling, and if this sell-off continues, it's going to cause QQQ to sell. So all in all, you can see that the QQQ is stronger than the SPY, because if you compare the two graphs, two charts, you can clearly see that the QQQ, what's it called? The QQQ came all the way to here, and then this could not even get there, right? So in terms of strength, this is stronger than that. I think in recent weeks, QQQ has been stronger than SPY. So we shall see here what the bulls have got in their tank. So require a lot of patience here. If they can blast through the red line, then great. That's going to be a move that I'm watching. I'm still holding my runners on this and just watching. So I think the NVIDIA one, once I have to stop out on that, because once we clear here, I'll stop out. Once we clear here and 5 minutes candle closes here, we're going to stop out. But it's a small size. This what my main trade is. This I want to see if we can clear here. If we clear here, then boom, we can go inside. So if this pushes up, I bet gold and silver are going to sell. Let me see what gold is doing, by the way. Gold looks a little bit right. So one of the reasons why I alerted gold and silver trade was, look, see this candle. Anytime you see buying pressure like this, it's not going to just go and not and produce a red candle the following day. 9 out of 10 times is going to go up, right? So still holding the trade here, no rush, just chilling, taking it easy, and waiting to see. I think we'll go up, we'll push to the upside here. I think we push to the upside here. Push to the upside here. So what we sell, make sure you take some profits off your silver trade. Those in the swing trading service. This is weird. Yeah, so it's still struggling at the 50, right? So until it breaks it, it's going to be difficult for the bulls to do anything, right? So that's why I've sold taking profit there, and I'll just wait and see what happens. The Surana that I have is just a very small size compared to the one I took initially. So I'll just wait and see what happens if we're able to break. I think they can break it. So let's see. Let's do a volume analysis here to see if they are on track to break it. If you check this, let's go to the 2 minutes time frame. So sorry, let me just mark where the thing is. This could be bull flagging as well, but the fact that this red candle is breaking this, we are heading down, right? So here, look at this. Look at this. So yeah, you see that. So this where the level is, and in order for it to break, we need volume to increase, but volume is not increasing, it's decreasing instead, right? So I believe NVDA must be selling. See, it's selling. That one is selling. So I'm still in green here on the futures. So I'll just my stop is here below this. Is going to sell me. I'm still going to be green, but it's going to whittle down my profit there. But I'll just hold it and see what happens. I don't think they can break their upside. The best mean business. I think we are going to head down now. So what I'll do is I'll just lock in here, lock in the remaining profits. Let's see what it does here, if it can break below here. Okay. So I think we're going to come down. So that's why it's important for you to sell here, right? As per trade plan, you have to always follow your trade plan, right? Take profits, and then whatever happens next, remember that you can always go back in the trade, right? There's nothing like there's no penalties in going back in the trade, okay? So if your trade plan says, okay, you want to sell here, then you sell, right? So at this, I think we are going to come back down here into this demand zone. So I'm still holding my so here we could not break above the stop loss. So I'm still holding my puts here on NVDA 180 puts expiring next week, Monday. And this is coming down. Okay, now this guy's main business. So we have a bearish engulfing here, bearish engulfing candle. Let's see if they can get a follow through to crack this down. So I'm already out on the long here because my stop loss triggered and I close green overall, right? So now we are coming down. So where is the for SPY? Where is the oh yeah, this is where we are, right? This is where we are. So that's where the 100 SMA is, right? So here, once we break below the pre-market low, I'll take a short here on this, right? Once we break the pre-market low, I need to see it break, but I'm still holding my NVIDIA puts. That one I'm going to allow it to run because yeah, I mean this is going to go down, guys. This is going to go down. It's going to go down. This is a bearish engulfing candle. Look at that, right? It's a bearish engulfing candle. We are still here in the demand zone. We shall see if we get a follow through, right? If we get a follow through, then I'm going to take the shot. However, this is still in play. It could still recover. Okay, so here we have, you see here, we are the demand zone. So here we have like a triple bottom. triple bottom here, triple bottom here. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to take scalps. I've taken a long here. I'm just going to scalp this until such a time that the chart proves itself, right? So taking a quick scalp here, I'm targeting here, somewhere here. I'll pay myself, and then we shall see how it goes. So again, green wiping out red means that this is going to follow through, right? This is going to go. Let's see if it can go here. But I need this to close above here to see if that can go. So again, this is just, the trades that I'm taking now are just like, scalps playing with the market, right? But my ultimate target is I want this to come here and break this level. Then we'll load up and get the put options, right? But this is just like, if you're a scalper, you need to know how to enter something in, out, make your money, in, out, make your money, and then wait for the big move to happen. So here they're trying to push up above here, but the momentum is not there, right? So in order for that to happen, we need to see this go this way, right? We need to see this go this way. Momentum. So far that's good, beautiful. Pay myself here quick. So I paid myself here quick. Again, it came to the demand zone, triple bottom, take the trade, right? So I've paid myself here, holding some runners. Let's see if we can go back now. So right now, because of this move, if it can continue this time around, we are going to blast through this, right? If it can continue this time around, we are going to blast through this. So we shall see how that works out. We shall see how that works out. We shall see how that works out, right? So I reloaded on my long as I indicated here. So my stop loss is, you see where this candle is, that's where my stop loss is. Now we are pushing back up. Let's see if they can get a job done now. So if they clear here, we are going to get a squeeze, right? If they clear here, we are going to get a squeeze. So basically what I'm doing is that I'm just trading the chart based on trade plan. This is the area where we buy calls. This is the demand zone. Price came here, it could not get it done. It's a failed breakdown. So this time around, I believe that we are going to crack this. We are going to crack this. So let's see if we can push there. Once we push there, I will add to my long, and then we are going to ride it to the upside. That's how I'm trading this. Okay. So let's see what they do. So as I said, today is going to be a push and pull day. Push and pull, 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 right? Push and pull, right? So the big move is to the downside. FYI, the big move is to the downside. So I'm just being very patient here. I'm waiting for that big move if it triggers, right? Because over here with SPY, I mentioned this operation, 100 SMA. That's where the big trade is going to be here. Operation 100 SMA here. You see, we are very close to it. But it's going to be push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. So here in this price action, you can clearly see that the bears are trying to defend this area. That is why I say that anytime you get a long trade in a counter trend, you have to take profit here, right? Especially when you have something that has sold off the whole day at pre-market. When you come here, you have to take profits, right? Of course, if it blasts through and holds, then we are going to buy. So here, if the bulls are able to master this trend and blast through here, some bears are going to get scared and they have to cover, right? Once one bear gets scared, that is what leads to a short squeeze, right? And so by the time you see, it's going to be somewhere here, right? And once it's here, the bears have lost control. Then it's going to push us to somewhere here. So that's why this area here is critical, right? If the bulls are able to clear it, then bingo. It means that it's game time, right? So still holding runners here. I'll look to add once we clear this red line. Once we clear the red line and close that, I'll look to get some so now it looks like we are going up. We are going up here. So let's see if the bulls can get the job done. They are almost there. They are almost there. So the candle, we need the candle to close. Boom. So I've added to my position now. Let's see. We're still waiting for the candle to close. It's not closed yet. We have 1 minute to go. It could still pull back, but I've added some to it, not the whole position. I need this candle to close first. If it closes, then we can add more if I get a secondary candle opening above it. So here, the bulls are taking over. So let me take off all the lines. The bulls are taking over here. So this green candle wipe out red. We are going to push up now. Let's see if they can get the job done. So I've added to my position. Let's see. We have 1 minute more to go for this candle to close. Okay, candle has closed. Let's see if we get a secondary candle to the upside. Or are they going to send it back down? Let's see. 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 Okay, it's coming back down here. Coming back down. It's a fight. It's a crazy fight, but it's just retesting here. So the bulls have to defend this level, and then so I need, in order for me to go back in, I need this to close above here, right? So we are coming down. Let's see here. This guys. Let's see. Let's see here. This one is weak. NVDA is weak. It's bear flag in here. NVDA is weak. So bulls, get your job done. Get your job done. Get the job done. Get the job done. Go to the 2 minutes to see what's going on there. All right. All right. All right. All right. So, as I said, if the bears allow the bulls to crack and go up here, they will lose the battle. And this is going to come easily. It's going to come here, right? So we're getting a bottom intel here, which is a good sign for the bulls. Let's see if they can break above here and then push to the next target. So if you break above here, that's going to give us the next target, profit target, and then go up. But I think that once we break here, this has legs to go all the way to pre-market high. So also some of the action of the bears can be in a bear market situation is you have short the pops, right? So this area here, we are still in that zone. I talked about it in the game plan. I say that this area here is still the supply zone, right? So we are still in this zone. So we are still in this zone here. Still in this zone. So this zone is our supply zone as per trade plan. So we are coming down here. Let's see if the bulls can hold. So far, the bears are stepping in. The best is to bring this down and clear this candle. Like if they can clear this candle and come to the downside, then that's great. So let's see. Push and pull, push and pull. Push and pull, push and pull, right? Push and pull, push and pull, push and pull, push and pull. Okay, bears are doing their job. Let's see. Getting that push and pull now. Just wait and see what happens. Silver is curling up nicely. Yeah, I think this is going to come down, guys. This is going to come down. This is going to come down. Let the candle close. So you see how critical the 50 EMA on the 5 minutes is very, very critical, right? That's a secret sauce right there. I'm giving to you guys for free, right? Secret sauce, right? So it's going to be a battle of bulls and the bears until such a time that one wins the battle. So I'm still holding my my runner straight here. I'm still holding it to see what happens. if we break below the moving averages to the downside, or this candle closes below here, then I'll exit it, but I'm still holding. Still holding to see what happens, right? So now NVDA is going down. So NVDA trade, I'm still holding it. I'm just, my main trade is the QQQ or the NQ. So here we have what looks like a bear flag. This is a bear flag here. Let me go to the 2 minutes so that it shows better. So here we have this area here is a bear flag, right? So we are bear flagging. Let's see if we can break below here and go to the downside, right? But if that happens, it's going to put pressure on the market. Right, going to put pressure on the market. So you see that the bears know very well that if they allow the bulls to clear this area, this red line area, they are going to lose the battle. So they are doing everything that they can to keep them at bay. So this place remains the supply zone until further notice, right? So the bears need to, if they want to win this battle, they need to push this down further, right? Because if they give in and allow the bulls to clear this red area, then it's over, right? It's over for them. So nice push here on the NVIDIA, breaking down the bear flag. Beautiful, beautiful, beautiful move. So I'm still holding here on NVIDIA. Next profit target is here. I'll take profit here at 179.18, and I'll leave some runners to run. Right. What is Apple doing? Is Apple to selling? Okay, Apple sold. Okay. Let's check the other ones. Microsoft is trying to make a move upside. Let's check Tesla. I'm just checking the Magnificent Seven. Tesla is weak. Bear flagging. What's the other one? Amazon. I don't expect any good thing from Amazon. Amazon has been weak for the longest time. Whichever one is left. So this is the Mark 7 ETF. That one is selling. Okay. So from the look of things, it looks like we are going to head down, guys. It looks like we are going to head down, but let's wait for the candle to close. It looks like we are going to head down. So the big trade I'm waiting for is to the downside. It's not triggered yet, right? So right now it's just like scalping, in, out, make money, in, out, make money, manage risk, and then until the big trade comes, right? Trading with small size until the big trade comes. So for instance, in my futures, I'm trading micros here because the setup I'm looking for, the main setup has not happened yet. Once it happens, I will take the big size trade, right? So you just have to know where you are in the market regime and what you're looking for. It's like being a hunter, right? You go and hunt and look for the best, just staying in the bush, right? The best prey in the bush. Then you can execute on it. So let's see what happens here. Let's see what happens here. NVIDIA is selling. This is going to put more pressure on the market. Apple is selling. Apple used to be, if NVIDIA is weak, Apple saves the market, but Apple is also weak. So yeah, so I mean, I expect a big sell-off coming very soon. As long as the bears defend this level, this zone, the sell-off is going to come. But if they lose it, we are going to get a massive move to the upside, targeting here, right? So that's what's going on right now. That's the battle that is going on. And if the bulls have their way, the bears are going to get scared and it's going to push it up. So right now the bears are in control so far. Bears are in control. Bears are in control. They are in control so far. So NVIDIA is heading to my target. Let's see if we can get that target here. See if we can get that target here. This is interesting. Very interesting. What is happening to Palantir? Oh, Palantir, surprisingly, is like strong. What is happening to Coinbase? Probably selling off. Coinbase selling off. Okay, selling off. It's crypto. And what's happening to Irene? Irene is in a free fall. Doge GLD. Gold is really moving slow here. So let's see if the bulls can get this done. Let's see, still in the trade, still holding, relaxing, taking it easy. Let's see here. This is a fierce battle because the bears know that they are almost there, right? But if they slack off, they are going to have to work harder, right? If they slack off, they have to work harder. So they better do it now if they have the chance. If not, the bulls are going to take over and deal with them. Okay, it's gonna push here. Let's see, let's get that push. Can we get a short squeeze now? Can we get a squeeze now? Okay, can it push in here? We are pushing here now. Can we get a squeeze now? Can we get a squeeze now? Can we get a squeeze now? Okay, we pushing. Need to clear the supply zone here to push up. Need to clear the supply zone here. So far, so good for the bulls. I mean, they're trading above the 50 EMA on the 5 minutes, which is a good thing. Let's see if they can get the job done. Let's see if they can get the job done. Let's check my NVDA thing. Okay, it's like this one is reversing here on the video. Didn't quite come here. Okay, NVIDIA is reversing, so we are going to get that push here. We are going to get that push here now. I'm going to get that push here. So one is to break pre-market high and go. I see a squeeze coming, guys. See a squeeze coming. So I'm going to take off this one, take the profit here. There's going to be a squeeze. I've taken profit of the close the NVIDIA here. Watching, just focusing on the QQQ. Let's see if we can get that squeeze. That squeeze is coming. That squeeze is coming. So again, if you're in that trade, this pop, you want to sell into some of the pops, and then you can hold some and see where it takes you to, right? Because there's going to be a battle, right? A battle. So here you see they try to come here, and what happens? They try to pull it down, right? So it's going to be a fight. It's going to be a fight, right? It's going to be a fight. So yes, no, just we have to be patient here. No rush. We're patient here today. So we have the red line. We know what it is, and see the best. They're trying to push this down. So when you get those pops, you sell into the pushes until we get a clear move, right? Until we get a clear move. With NVIDIA coming up, I've closed my NVIDIA short. With NVIDIA coming up, that's going to help QQQ to go up. Let me check what Apple is doing. Is Apple 2 coming up? Okay, Apple is down, but NVIDIA is one of the reasons the market is selling anyways. So if it's coming up, then it's going to help this go up. Let's see, Microsoft. Is Microsoft waking up? Microsoft, man, this guy's dealing with Microsoft. Yeah, so you see here, it's not really going up. It's not really going up. We shall see. Yeah. So I think we are going to get that breakdown eventually, because anytime you get this kind of action, right? An action where price is trying to go up but it's struggling. Every single time it goes up, they sell into it, sell into it, sell into it, sell into it. So it's two options. It either has to blast through, cause the bears to cover, squeeze, cause a short squeeze, or it's going to sell, right? So basically, in this case, what's happening here is that the bears are trying to defend this supply zone. However, the bulls are trying to push. So once one bear gets scared, this is going to take off, right? So look at this now going up now. Let's see, still holding. Let's see what happens here. Let's see if they can get the job done. They are still struggling, right? They are struggling. So this is a crazy battle. This is a crazy battle, right? If the bulls can clear at least this area, 606, then it's going to go higher. The bears are going to get very scared with that. Okay, so you see NVDA is coming up. So NVIDIA is even presenting a long opportunity here, a long opportunity here. So this is a long opportunity. If this continues, it's going to go up. So a long opportunity for NVIDIA. NVIDIA, something like 185. 185 is a little bit wide. 180. 180, right? Yeah, 180. 180 calls expiring next week. Should be able to get you here to this. So nice. So now I'm just focusing on this here. This is pushing so far. Microsoft is up, NVIDIA is up, so it's going to get this to go up because these are one of the two main components of the QQQ. So still holding my long here. Let's see if we can push. But I'll take some profit off here and then see what happens because we are approaching resistance area. We are approaching this area. So I'll take some off as we are going up here now. I'll take some off here. And then I'll see what happens if price is able to clear this area. Price is able to clear this area. So yeah, so great trade so far on the futures. Great trade so far. So I'm green here, green across board. So just have to just watch the runners and see what happens, right? I need that push. I need that push. One push, one push, one push. So NVIDIA long two is going to work out. I did not take it, but if you want to take it, you can take it. But just know that once it comes here, it might stall out, right? You see the same thing that is happening to Microsoft here. It's stalling out. Okay. So SPY finally is at the 50. SPY is finally at the 50. It took a long time. So SPY is weak. Weaker than QQQ. QQQ is stronger. So QQQ looking nice. Beautiful move so far. Beautiful move so far. We are heading to our profit target. So make sure you sell into the pushes here as we approach here. Go to the 2 minutes. I need to see every single thing happening. So here, the trade worked out according to trade plan, right? Price came in, it came to what? Our demand zone. So this, I mean, those that joined early, you know that this was drawn before the market opened. This was the demand zone. And I also talked about how price will potentially struggle here at this area, which was the supply zone. So you see how price zigzag around. So we hit our target, pay yourself, hold some runners. That's it for the day, guys. Boom, done, right? So anything that happens from here on is going to be just bonus, cherry on the cake, right? So I've taken some profits holding runners. I've sold 50% of my position, holding the other 50% to see what's going to happen here. If this starts failing, I'll come out, but next target is going to be over here, this area, right? So we are pushing here into this area. Once price comes there, we are going to see if it can blast through, but this is more than enough. I'll sell more So I'm now holding only 30% of the full position. 30%. I'm going to see if it can take us higher. If not, no problem. I'm trailing it in profit, and I'm going to sell if it hits my stop loss, my trailing stop. So yeah, that's about it. It took a while, but it it worked out. Took a while, but it worked out. Silver going up. Let's see what silver is doing. Silver, and gold. Silver doing this thing is going to crack pre-market high, and then yeah, I'm still holding my swings from silver, holding a piece to see if it can clear here. These contracts expired today, so once it comes here, I'll start taking some more off. But I have like a swing trade that is expiring in March. That one is still intact. That one is still intact. So the bulls pushed up. They are pushing this up. It looks like we are heading to pre-market high, guys. It looks like we are heading to pre-market high. So we shall see how that plays out. So we are heading to the next profit target here. Heading to the next profit target. Gold is also pushing, heading to the next profit target. Make sure you take profit there and hold a piece to see if you can hit pre-market high. So if we hit this yellow line, next area is going to be here, this area over here. So that's going to be a nice move, like 2 points, additional 2 points. Okay, this can also stall out here and come down. So once it gets here, make sure you take profit. It's even getting tied here, so make sure you take some off as we push. Like so, when you are trading, like as a day trader, when you are trading, you sell into the pushes. You don't want to wait for it to hit to the dot before you start taking. See this pushing now. I'm going here. I'm taking profit, right? Taking profit off the table. Okay, as it's pushing. Because if you sell when it's pushing, like here it's pushing into this, in options, because of the volatility, it's going to be like you sold here, right? The premium is going to spike. Okay, the premium is going to spike. So you want to sell into the push, right? That's what you do. You sell into the push, and then everything is going to be fine. So here I've sold into the push. I'm holding a tiny piece now. I'm holding 20% of my remaining position, targeting this area, right? And I'm trailing it. I'm trading it using the future. So I'm trailing it. So if so my this is the area where my stop is. If price comes all the way here and clears this yellow line, then obviously I'll advise myself I'll be out, right? It's going to stop me out and lock in my profits. But this is more than enough, right? See here, from here to here, there's 4 points. Let's say you captured it even here. That's 4 points move, right? $4 move in the QQQ equity. That's in the options and in the futures market. That is equivalent to 160 points in the NQ. So let's say for sake of argument you only captured 100 points. That is $2,000, right? I mean, $2,000 for how many hours of work is what? The market just opened, it's less than an hour into the market open. You've been able to make $2,000. That is more than enough, right? That, and when you have multiple accounts, you can make more, because assuming you have 10 accounts that the futures trade is copying to, that means that 2,000 times 10 is 20,000, right? If you have 20, 2,000 times 20 is 40,000, right? So you don't need big wins. You just need to be consistent, right? Consistency, that's the key. So here I told you guys that when price comes here, it's going to react. So there you have it, it's reacting, right? So these indicators and things that we have on the chart is not just there for looks, it's there for a purpose, right? And that tells us where the danger is coming, so that we can do whatever we have to do to mitigate that. Okay, so here I've taken some profit. I'm still holding the 20% because I think that we might push up. but I might be wrong and we might go down. If it goes down, no problem, right? Because my trading stop is going to trigger and I'm going to come out of the trade green, right? Yeah. So here, this looks like we might, if this is unable to break here and puts in a topping tail, we are now going to head down here and go back down to somewhere here. Okay, guys. So the main trades are done here. The main trades are done. Let me know if you have any questions. Let me know if you have any questions. The main trades are done here. Let me know if you have any questions. Whatever is left is just like I'm trailing tracking my runners, but the main trades is done except the runners, right? Just still holding 20% to see what happens, and we shall see. So gold and silver is coming up. So holding my silver runners expiring today. Let's see. Fingers crossed that is going to break this pre-market high here. So it's doing exactly what I said it's going to do. So now we are at this point where we have what, a double, close to the double top, right? Double top is a bearish reversal pattern. So how do you know whether this is going to clear? So we are going to do a volume analysis. Let's go. Let's use, you can use 2 minutes or 3 minutes, right? So here, in order for us to know that this is going to break, we need surging volume. We need the volume to be up. It has to go up, right? If volume is decreasing as we approach this level, it's not a good sign. It means that it's going to go down eventually, right? So let's see what they do here as we approach this. So here, you see here, this one, we need volume to increase. We need more green bars to come in, right? If they are unable to do so, this is going to go down, right? So here, this is called a bull flag. This is a flag, right? It's a flag forming. So what is needed is we need a green candle that does this to confirm that, okay, this guy's mean business, they want to break this. So we need a green candle that closes above this pre-market high, right? Then when that happens, we need a follow through that's going to take us to the next level, right? But the only way we can know is that if we start seeing volume increasing, right? So far, I'm seeing more red volume than green volume. So it could break below here and come down. But if the bulls take over and they're able to hold this bull flag area and have this candle, get a green candle, then we are going to get a pop, right? Yeah. But once it gets here, there's a potential for forming a double top, and which is a bearish reversal pattern. Okay. Alrighty. Okay. So yeah. So so look at NVDA. It came here, and what did he do? It stopped out here. So this tells me that the market, it wants to sell, right? It wants to sell, but we shall see how it works out. So I'm going to be, I'll monitor this on the side to see what happens from now to the end of the day here. I'll set alerts. So I'll set alerts for especially that 100 SMA level on SPY. If it comes there, it should alert me, and then I'll take the trade to the downside. I already have shorts, swing trades already. So I'm just looking to see what happens here with this sell. So yeah, so if you want to join us to trade, so here, look at that. Is that not beautiful? This was the this was the futures thing that I did. You see, I drew the box and I did this. What I circled it. I said double bottom. Look at it, exactly to trade plan. Right. This is the level that we drew. Right. That's the level I drew at pre-market. I've not changed it. I've not touched it. Right. Look at that. So that's the futures trade I took. I mean, there's a lot of whipsaw action happening here, but it worked out eventually. We are pushing up. Let's see how far this can go. I believe this is now, or the futures is showing something different. Anyway, so yeah. So that's the thing. So if you want to join us trading every day, like, so if you want to join us, this will, yeah, if you want to trade with us, the thing about the day trading session is that you learn, right? Because I'm explaining concepts to you, and the more you see the stuff, the more experienced you are going to be and more confident you are going to become. The confidence is important, right? Confidence to take a trade, right? Confidence to take a trade is something that you acquire with experience. Okay, so if you are interested in joining us, here is the, if you want to day trade with us, you can subscribe to the day trading service. If you want to swing trade with us, if you have a busy 9 to 5 and you can day trade, like come in the morning like this, then what you need to do is that you can sign up for our swing trading service, where I let every week the tickets for the week. So here, how does the day trade work? So these are, we do both futures and options, and so traders can pick and choose what they want, like what kind of trading they want. If they want to do futures, if they want to do options. But the good thing is, because the charts are similar, anytime I take a options trade here, I can go take it in the futures, right? It's just the same thing, but different platforms, right? The reason why I can't share my screen with that, because it's different platforms and I have to be switching, right? So what you do is that once you take a, so what I typically do is that I take the option trade in my options account and I go and take the futures trade in the futures account, because it's the same thing, right? If the candles are moving up and I'm long, the futures one is going to be green, the options one is going to be green, right? So why can't I do the two at the same time, right? It's the same thing. So you just have to know where your stop is. And the thing with the futures is that you can move it around and move the stops and throw your stops, right? That's what I'm doing here with this trade. Okay, so you can trade. We also trade stocks and things. Like you see today, we talked about silver. I did not take silver. I had a swing trade on it, so I just took some profit off the table, holding some runners to see where it's going to take me. Then yeah, but we can also trade options as well, depending on which stock or ticker it is, ETF. Okay, so the day trading service helps you to learn if you want to learn this, right? So typically, you only need the first hour of the market, right? Usually, we are done with our trade by the first 30 minutes. Today is a little bit like, the market is doing push and pull, push and pull, push and pull, right? But I would say that by the 10 a.m. period, right, over here, we have made money already. So if you want to take your profit and walk away, you could have done that, right? But usually we give 1 hour, right? 9:30 to 10:30 a.m. That's the time that we are watching, that range of time. And we need to prep, right? Because everything you have to prepare, because the market conditions change. So I cannot prep. I prep at night, but if you get a gap down that you do not expect, then all your plan is completely null and void, right? So in the morning, you have to make another plan based on what is happening currently, and then you trade it, right? So the goal is that at trading rate, the goal is that what we do is that we trade, we focus on the first hour. The first hour. You don't need to sit behind a computer and do all these things all day long. You trade only the first hour. And then after that, you can go do whatever you want, right? If you want to go run your business or go to your 9 to 5 or go do other things, you can do that as well. So here I'm going to put the link here in the chat. So live day trade is $97 per month subscription, and then the yearly one you pay for 10 months and you get 2 months free, right? So here I'm going to put the link here, and then you can, if you want to join, if you have any questions, you can unmute and ask your questions, and I'll be happy to answer them here. So we are done trading here today, right? We are done here. So I'm still holding my runs to see what's going to happen, but I'm not worried about that. That one, I have a trading stop on it. So whatever happens is going to close me green. So here is next one. If you want to join our swing trading service, so yesterday I let silver and gold before the market closed, because I saw that we have that bottoming tail. Like if you see a bottoming tail candle like that, you have to take the trade. You have to take the trade, right? So I lettered it. Members made money, right? Members made money. So if you want to join our swing trading service, it's only $47 a month. You can take action here, and I'm going to put it in the YouTube chat as well. for those that want to join. So let me know if you guys have any questions. Let me know if you made money here. If you took any trades, you made money. Let me know what you traded. I'm done here for the day. I'm done here for the day. So let me know if you have any questions, or mute and ask, or type it in the chat, and I'll be happy to respond. And again, what I'll say is that if you are new, you should invest in your education. Don't think about this. Not a get rich quick scheme, guys. You need to spend time to learn this, and then once you learn it, it's going to be a lifetime skill, right? That you can use anytime. And it doesn't matter your age or your level of education. Anybody can learn this, right? Even we have kids learning this. Kids 13 years old, teenagers learning this. So if they can learn, you can also learn, right? We also have seniors learning this. So if they can learn, you can learn it as well, right? We have, retirees and stuff learning this. So if they can learn, you can also learn. So it's just about mindset, right? Knowing that, hey, you know what? There's a skill set that I want to learn here, and I'll take my time to learn it. You give yourself 3 to 6 months. If you go through our program, 3 to 6 months, you take your time to learn. It's not like you saying you are going to learn with your mouth. You put in the work, put in the effort, right? Put in the effort to learn, right? You come to a live trading session. If you're in the day trading session, you come to YouTube live stream on Sundays. You take notes, watch all videos and stuff. That is what you do. You put in the work. You put in the shift, right? Those that are doing very well, they put in the shift. No pain, no gain, right? It's just like It's just like you're going to school. The students that do well go above and beyond, right? They go above and beyond, and they put in the work, right? They spend time going through things like, it's just like, let's say you're taking a math course, and your teacher just solves only one question, right? The easiest question. And you think, oh, all the questions are going to be like this, right? Instead of you going to explore, look at other things. So that comes with experience. That comes with you coming to live trading, right? Live, like, coming to our live trading, and you learning the different scenarios and stuff. That shows you how the market can behave in different scenarios. And with that helps you to build your confidence. Then gives you the experience, right? Experience, you can't buy experience, right? You can't read it from a textbook. You can't learn it from a course. I cannot teach you that. You have to experience it for yourself, right? Because I can teach you in a course, I can tell you this and this, if you see this and this, like what I'm showing here. But until you see it in real life, you might be a little bit skeptical, and you might not have the confidence. But once you see it in real life and say, oh my gosh, I've seen the thing. This is what he was talking about. This is what Richie was talking about. Okay, now I believe in it. I know I can do it. I'll take the trade next time, right? So that's what all this is about, right? So if you give yourself like 6 months, 3 months to 6 months, you put in the work, you are going to see results, right? It's for only those who want to put in the work, right? Only those who want to put in the work. If you don't want to put in the work, there are different types of, there are people that put in the work using talking. That does not count, right? It's putting in the work, putting in the shift. That's what's going to count, right? And then with time, you are going to realize that it's the same things that we are doing every time. It's just that the thing is different. Today it might be this, tomorrow it might be that. So you know the different scenarios and know how to trade them accordingly. So I'm going to put the link here as well. And yeah, that's it. That's it for the day. And I'll put it in the this thing as well. So it says UBS downgrades US stock market. Here's what has investment bank worried. The dollar risk is a central concern as firms sees asymmetric structural downside risk to the greenback. Okay, so that's what is happening here. So UBS, so this is also going to put fear in the market. So all this stuff is, all these analysts and all these banks and stuff, they make all these things, but I follow the charts. We follow the charts and let the charts guide us, right? So that's what we do here at Trading Rich, and that's what we stick by. So here, SPY, you see, it's still struggling here. It's still struggling here at this area. It's still struggling here, right? So yeah, but it's bull flagging. It's a bull flag, right? So bull flag means that we need a green candle that can clear here. If we clear here, then surely we are going to come to pre-market high, right? Surely we are going to come to pre-market. If that happens, it's not happened yet. That's potential, right? If that happens, it's going to come here, right? So that's it. Let me just get this here. So let me know if you guys have any questions. If you want to learn, you can contact me and then we can talk, have a discovery call to see where you're at, and then I can make recommendation for you, right? But above all, the most important thing is to invest in your education, right? Making money is secondary. Making money comes after you are educated, you are experienced. That's making money comes in, right? But whilst you are learning, you can be making money without day trading and stuff, and then you can know, right? Also swing trading and things. So that's something that you can do as well. All right, guys. So let me know those that traded. Let me know if you traded anything. If you traded, let me know what you traded. If you did not trade, just say no trade or something that you were just watching. That's also fine. You're watching. You can just say you were watching as well. That's also fine. So yeah, we shall see how this plays out here in this move, whether it's going to happen or not. So silver is still struggling to break that pre-market high thing. Let's see what gold is doing. Gold is going up and down. So one of the reasons why I alerted gold here in our swing trading service last night before the market closed was when I saw this, I'm like, there's no way these guys are going to do all this work and let that go to waste. No, it's not happening, right? So you take the trade, right? What's the worst that can happen? Your stop loss hits. You take a loss, a professional loss. That's fine, right? But if it works out, it's going to work, right? So here we have it. Then we got the it was trading somewhere here yesterday. So we got the 480, and now we are in the money here. And I think once we clear here now, this can break out to this level. We can come all the way here. Not today, but in the days ahead. In the days ahead, right? You want to say no trade? Okay, that's fine. Good to learn, right? And we also had silver as well. SLV. SLV2 did this, like narrow state, bottom tail candle. You have to take the trade, right? So this one we took the $80 calls last night, expiring today because we just looking for a small move. Yeah, so we have the main position. We have a main position already. That one is expiring in March 20th. That's $85 call. So here, once this was here, I was telling members, you know what, we are going to add to it and write it up, right? So we start adding, building a position. Right now, we are over here now. This is looking to break. So if we can break here, we are broken this wedge pattern now. This is now ready to go. We are going to push up. So if there's weakness in the market, if the general market SPY QQQ sells, continues selling, silver is going to rip, right? But silver and gold are doing their own thing anyway, because now there's a lot of fear in the market. There's fear in the market. So folks, investors like to put money into the precious metals, and they are the good place to buy, right? They are not trading here like the last time. So by the way, those that are in our community, we caught the silver move here. You see this one? This one was that the one from November? November was here. Sorry, this one. Yeah, this one. So you see this big silver move? I alerted it in the community before it happened. This one here, this one. So if you go in the community, if you are a part of the Trading Rich communities, again, if you're not part of our community, make sure you join the free community here. Go to tradingrich.com, right? Join the free community. If you go there, type gold or silver in the search bar, you are going to see that on November 27th or 28th, I posted that silver and gold were about to break out, right? And I even said that that's going to be a Christmas present or something, right? And look at what silver did from that time on, right? That was 27th. I think I highlighted it as 27th or 26th. And then what happened was we got this breakout. Silver went all the way, went parabolic, 100 and something percent. Same thing applied to gold as well. Was the same idea over here. Let me use this same idea over here. So that was what? This was here. Where is it? November. Yeah, somewhere here. I think it was here. No, this was September. Yeah, somewhere here, right? Somewhere here, I lettered it, and then we got that breakout in gold. So from here to here, look at that, 32%, right? And now we are with this bottoming tail. This is telling us that there's buying pressure. Once we clear here, we are going to push to this area, and we are going to go to all-time highs. So we are already positioned. We took silver and gold move alike, so you can take one or you can take both. Okay, so let me know if you guys have any questions. I'll wrap up here. We are done for the day, right? So I'll monitor the other ones. I'll set alerts to see if we had a breakthrough, breakout, or we get the breakdown. Whichever way, I will look to track this. I'll set alerts on my phone and the software to see what happens. But I think here we are going to get that breakout here, this bull flag break. If we can break here, then we can go. If not, we are going to come down, right? Yeah. All right. So if you've not subscribed to our YouTube channel, please subscribe to the YouTube channel, hit the notification bell, share the link with your friends and family so that they can join, and then they can also learn. So every Sunday I go live with the weekly game plan. So we'll see you guys on Sunday. If there are no questions, I'll see you guys on Sunday. Have a great weekend. Bye for now. Bye-bye.